thought Trump was the anti-war candidate.
I don't think the U.S. should be an empire going and funding wars all over the world.
Banged the drum here, an epic ceasefire agreement. Thank you, President Trump.
Big, beautiful honor to welcome everyone to the White House for this very historic peace summit.
President Trump brings peace.
So right-wing populists, it is now your job to prove Crystal wrong. Okay.
Go out and do it, y'all.
So she doesn't believe you. And by the way, almost no one on the left other than me and Anna believe you guys that you actually want to cut the Pentagon. And that you could pressure Elon Musk and Donald Trump to cut the Pentagon.
I think that we play too big of a role in other countries' military shit. Like, we're too interventionary, we get too involved into other people's business.
Hello, my name is Ashlee and welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to be talking about the gaslighting that everyone did around Trump being an anti-war candidate when he was running for the president. But before we get into it, please like and subscribe and turn on post notifications and all the things to help me grow my channel. So let's see what's happening now.
Developing news out of the Middle East as the U.S. and Israel continue to launch strikes on Iran.
I am so happy this has happened. I am just dramatically, tremendously happy this has happened.
Breaking tonight overseas, 3 U.S. service members killed in action as the U.S. and Israel keep up their attacks on Iran.
The president's decision here is extraordinary. It's known as Operation Epic Fury, which I gotta say is just awesome. The operation names from the administration, top notch.
The Ayatollah Khomeini is dead, according to multiple reports out of Iran.
But they now have new leadership. So, when do we leave? Well, first of all, we killed Ayatollah. We wanted a regime change. We wanted to set the Iranian people free, but we never explained what happens after we killed Ayatollah. We already got him. What else do you need to do? And the reality is, you all know, we're never going to leave.
As you can see, Trump is not an anti-war president. He has never been an anti-war president. All of last year proved that. Not that there aren't right-wingers or especially conservative politicians who are going around saying, well, this technically isn't a war. No, it is. It is a war. And someone that you might not have seen in that montage was Tim Pool, because I looked on like all 3 of his pages and there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. There was nothing about this on any of his pages. So here we are again, meddling in the Middle East. Here we are again, trying to do a coup in the Middle East. I'm not a huge fan of Saagar, but at least people like Saagar will sit here and tell you, no, this is a betrayal. This is not what they ran on, which of course it's not. And everyone around him, and I'm sure Crystal was telling him that, oh yeah, no, Trump is not anti-war. That's ridiculous for anyone to say that, to even put that out there. Saagar is very upset, and JD Vance is actually his friend, which is like weird. That's a very weird. Here's JD Vance excusing it.
I certainly empathize with Americans who are exhausted after 25 years of foreign entanglements in the Middle East. I understand the concern, but the difference is that back then we had dumb presidents, and now we have a president who actually knows how to accomplish America's national security objectives.
Play Saagar reacting because, again, as we all have heard, and from Saagar's own mouth, he was good friends with JD Vance. Good friends with JD Vance, who was propped up as some like anti-war, component.
Right now, when so many lives are at stake, but this is the most profound betrayal, I think, of any president, from the campaign to the actions in his administration, and in particular, the vice president.
He understands that we don't want war, but all those other presidents that got us in war were dumb, and Trump and him are not dumb. Okay, I'll believe it when I see it. We struck Iran as we were having conversations with them. We were supposed to be dealing with them. There's reports saying that Benjamin Netanyahu realized that they were getting close to reaching an agreement because Iran was giving up more than they were with the deal with Obama. So Benjamin Netanyahu saw that, and he went to the White House and he talked to Trump, and he basically convinced Trump to strike Iran. There's been reporting around that. We struck Iran, and now Iran is striking all of the U.S. bases within the Middle East. And as you heard in the montage earlier, there have been American citizens who have died. There have been American citizens who have died, and Trump doesn't seem to care because Trump doesn't care about anyone but himself.
Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more.
That's crazy.
When we bombed Iran, we actually ended up bombing a school, and a lot of children were murdered. Our tax dollars are consistently going to murdering children, but literally our tax dollars went to murdering these children in Iran because Donald Trump said that they couldn't come to terms with the agreement that they wanted. Even though they were agreeing to everything, they got bombed anyway. There are reportings now saying that Iran isn't going to negotiate with the United States anymore, which I don't blame them. Why would they negotiate with us? That's what Trump did. That's what they did. They are committing war crimes on a daily basis. It's disgusting. There are some conservative pundits who are not happy about this. Matt Walsh, Tucker Carlson, at least Cenk is like, nope, this is bad. This is not good, Trump said that we're going to be there for a month, but I doubt that because he also said that they killed the leader, but then Israel killed all of the other people that were supposed to succeed him, that they had thought would succeed him. So there's no plan, there's no nothing. Not that I would be okay with this if there was a plan, because I'm not okay with this at all. I'm not okay with regime change. I'm not okay with coups. The last time we did a coup in Iran is why they have such a strict conservative government there right now. Here we are doing it again. Here we are just doing it again. And this could have such dangerous consequences. But Trump thinks that we're going to get out of this in a month. I don't believe him. Trump thinks that he can just get in here, change who the leader is, and then get out. I don't think that's going to happen. Britain apparently is joining in the war now. This is insane. And now gas prices are going to go up and people are dying and it's disgusting. I will give Cenk props that he's, of course he's not for this because he actually is anti-war. But I will say that someone who really hasn't come out against it, or who it doesn't seem like he's really against this whole war right now, is Benny Johnson. And he was just hanging out with Benny Johnson. Shout out to Natalie for sharing that with me on Twitter. Let's watch that.
I just want everyone to know that Cenk has an important announcement.
All right, for those who are Israel first and think of Muslim Brotherhood.
Oh no, oh my gosh. He and Ilhan Omar are going in together on a winery.
So to close this video out, I just wanted to watch that because, Cenk, again, I do think he has some held truths like being anti-war and, of course, not wanting forever wars and spending all of our tax dollars over there. A lot of people don't want that. And all of us were telling him for such a long time that conservatives don't actually mean this. They don't actually mean it. And he was like, okay, well, we'll see. Well, here we are. But he'll still hang out with people like Benny Johnson, have a drink with people like Benny Johnson, at the same time hang out with him as he's making these jokes about Ilhan Omar and them being Muslim and still drinking. It's the Islamophobia and it's the white nationalism and it's all of that. The rhetoric that they spew on a daily basis that has gotten us to this point. not completely. Of course, this is something that Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu in particular have been gunning for a very long time. This is something that Lindsey Graham and all of these neo-hawks have been wanting for a very long time, is to have war with Iran. So many people are going to lose their lives, and Donald Trump just doesn't seem to care about that whatsoever. You're still hanging out with people who are perpetrating this kind of vile Islamophobia and white nationalism. Maybe, hopefully, he'll wake up now. I don't know. I'm going out of town this week, but when I get back, I'm going to call my reps and tell them I don't want this war. I don't want this, and you need to be against it. Hopefully, they're going to vote on the War Powers Resolution, because there's a lot of Democrats who actually want this too. And Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, the War Powers Act, Resolution Act, they didn't want to bring it to a vote. They didn't want people to vote on it because they didn't want the public to know who was is for this war and who is not, because there are a lot of Democrats who are for this war and they don't want you to know that. And they don't want you to know that because that might affect how you vote, and they don't want that. The messaging for Democrats needs to be, we have to hold this administration accountable. We have to hold them accountable. If we ever have a Democrat in power again, if we have elections and they do win the midterms, then the verbiage, the rhetoric right now needs to be, we are going to hold them accountable. They are going to have consequences. And I mean like legal consequences. They need to have consequences for being war criminals. And that needs to be the rhetoric, because that's what's happening right now. Here we are with the peace president. Bullshit. All right, that was the video today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and all the things. I will have a video up on Wednesday about Candace Owens, so check that out. And yeah, things are crazy right now, but I hope you all are hanging in there. And I love you very much. And yeah, thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.